mentioned at the stage end, drifted off to the right and into the ditch, and he spent the most time really getting out of that ditch.
Yeah, there's a few reverse and forward and reverse before he can get pointing in the right direction.
Oh, we can see that drop to the side. Latvia's not focusing on that at all. He's focusing very much on the road ahead, but oof, my word.
What a ribbon of tarmac. The trees somewhere. Chris Meek. Meek second on the road, behind Latvia. No, he was first. Chris.
Sorry, Chris is first on the road, yeah.
First on the road. And now on the penultimate descent of this stage. Quite difficult to see how the car is handling, how it's behaving.
Yeah, it's just in and out of trees right now.
Presumably with that position, Chris and Jari-Matti will be testing things, trying things, using in danger of losing any positions, but at the same time it would be tricky without other people making mistakes for him to gain and get himself into the points.
Loeb then approaching the next split at 12 kilometres. Now he was 2.5 seconds down from Meek at the first one, and let's take a look at how much he's down at this point. Yeah, 3.6. So it's not going to be quite the stage it was this morning for him. But then it's different out there this afternoon. Yes, they have exactly the same tyre choices this morning. It's hotter out there. It's going to be a bit dirtier out there. You know, we didn't really hear too much about drivers conserving tyres for the long one earlier. Elvin touched on it after the middle stage, that there was an element of that in his mind. Could we see that maybe a little bit more this afternoon?
Because it's hotter.
Because it is hotter.
Absolutely, the tarmac's hotter, the air temperature's hotter. They can also be slightly more confident in the car because they've done one pass already, so they'll be fresh in their mind. They can push a little bit harder.
Yeah, a bit more aggressive out there, which is, you know, harder work for the tyres. Certainly. Got a number of drivers in this stage right now. We've got Lappi, Auger, Sunen and Sordo, who've all kicked off as we follow our front runners making their way through, not too far away now from stage end. We're waiting for Chris to pass 23 kilometres.
I feel like he's being quite careful on the throttle. I see the graphic there and he's feeding it on slowly. Doesn't feel quite as out and out aggressive as we may have seen in, from other drivers.
So at that 12k marker, we've got Loeb and Latvia setting equal pace out there. This split now coming in at 18 kilometres, split sector 3, that Latvia's approaching. And again, slower than Meek in that sector. By a good margin as well, look at that. 6.9 seconds slower at 18 Ks.
It's difficult to spot where that time's disappeared to.
It is.
Amazing coastline.
Incredible views then here in Corsica. You can see the stage snaking through the tree line.
Up to another of the villages, coming closer to the end of the stage now. A couple of minutes to go.
That's looking like another really confident run from Chris.
The other thing is that with the sunlight through the trees, a huge amount of change of luminosity every time you go out and in of the shadows. Difficult for the eyes to adjust on that, and this whole stage has been like that, in and out of the shadows, in and out of the sun. That's so tiring as well. Absolutely unbelievable scenery.
It is breathtaking to see it from the helicopter, it really is. That is the perfect view. Apart from this one, that's a pretty perfect view as well through the car, but Corse has so much to offer in terms of natural beauty here. You can see why it is the holiday island. But we love to see the rally here.
Very tight hairpin here. It's pretty inaccessible, really, for fans. Such as the snaking nature of the roads, there's not many junctions, really. Hard for fans to get to unless they've got their hiking boots on, as those guys have.
The dedicated amongst you. It's worth it when you get there, believe me. Just looking a little bit further down the splits board, you know, there's no one that's quicker than Meek right now. The closest man to him at the opening split is actually Teemu Suhonen, who's only a 10th of a second slower. Ogier is a good 1.7 seconds slower than Meek at that opening split. Hard work in the car from Meek as he approaches the stop control. Colin Clark should be there to chat to our drivers, so we get a bit of a feeling for how they are feeling on this first test out on the afternoon of the second day of the Tour de Corse. The Marshall shimmies across the stage. 15:52.3 for me.
Chris, you were telling us on the first pass it was a little more slippery than you expected. How was it on the second pass?
Yeah, a bit better grip, a bit higher temperatures. I think the roads rubbered in a bit after the rain. Okay, circuit racers talk about a track being green, but for me it was a bit slippery this morning, but yeah, I had a good run.
Yeah, good run and happy enough, but we were talking about this, but the rubber being laid down on the stage. We were talking about it yesterday, and obviously Chris is feeling that it has a little bit this afternoon, because he talked about the damp sections and being a little bit more slippery than he expected first thing this morning. It was quite an early start today this morning. First stage went underway, I think, at 7:38. Jari-Matti Latvala now then approaching final sector, 7.6 seconds down from Meek's time. He was a happier man after the 47-kilometre stage. Quite okay is one of the most positive responses we've had from him this weekend, and that's what we had at the end of the 47k stage.
He's very animated with his engineer. Lots and lots of gesticulations about how he can get this car set up better. So it'll be interesting to see if those setup changes have given him a little bit more confidence. He's going to be slower than Meek.
Yeah, 8.2 then, come the end of the stage. Now, he's talked quite a few times this weekend about the feeling actually being good in the car. He's felt he's had a good stage, and then he's glanced at the times, and we've seen that Jari-Matti shake of the head. What will the response be this time around? Colin is on hand to find out for us.
Yeah, Matty, we're about 7 behind Chris on the opening pass this morning. It's round about the same this afternoon. Not quite finding it in this one.
Yeah, it's Chris was driving really well. It's an interesting stage, very different kind of surfaces and so on, but yeah, it was okay for us.
Okay. Not giving too much away. Seems okay. Loeb, our next driver to come in, and this was a great stage for him this morning. He was third quickest through, on pace with the guys who were fighting right at the front for the honours here, Evans and Tanak. But he looks just a little bit distant this time around. He's 5.9 seconds adrift of Meek's time. Still no one quicker than Meek on the opening split that we have. Neuville is 8 slower. Yeah, a little bit wide there.
On a page turn as well for Daniel Lehner, so a little bit tricky. I think Seb just ran a little bit deep into it, didn't quite get the handbrake on when he needed, but it wouldn't have lost him too much time. Very fiddly end to this stage. Very, very narrow indeed.
Fiddly, I like that. Fiddly end to the stage, says Ben. 6.6 down and a little shake of the head from Loeb there. So 15:58.9.
Conditions in the stage, maybe a little less slippery than this morning.
Yeah, but we have a lot of understeer now, so it's very difficult to drive the car. I lost 6 seconds compared to the morning, so we will try to change something on the setup again to try some things, but really not good.
Yeah, he came through this morning and he was all positive. You know, it was a great stage for him. The car was feeling great, but a lot of understeer out there this afternoon.
Yeah, and again, it's different tarmac. It's warmer, much warmer than it was before. Has he gone the wrong way on setup if he was trying something in service? Or is it the car has reacted in a different way because of the temperature? These are the drivers that have been complaining about understeer all weekend. The Citroens, Esteban Lapi, so downbeat, and Sébastien Ogier also complaining of understeer in the early part of the day, but by the end of the morning loop, seemed to be happier.
No, it was a complete contrast for Ogier. The 2 stages this morning, he was still massively adrift of the pace, and then on the 47k stage, he turned it on and he talked about it all being down to the characteristic of stage. That was the setup of the car was for that kind of stage. That's what they tested on previously. For Lapi, even with that on the 47k stage, he wasn't a happy man. His time wasn't great, and I'm sure it felt like the longest stage of the whole year for him.
And that looked like a little shake of the head as well as he went over the line.
It's a 16:02.1. It's the slowest time through so far. 9.8 off the pace of Meek. I think he's running out of things to say to us now, to be honest, at the stage end. Let's find out.
Esteban, I'm sure you've made some changes to the car during the lunch break. Has it made any difference?
No, I'm on my maximum, for sure.
Yeah, he's on his maximum. They've made changes at service. You know, he even said at one point, maybe change the driver. That's the option. And Pierre Boudard was in the studio at the time. He's like, no, we're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be changing the driver. Yeah, it's just, he's on his maximum and the times just are not coming.
He got out of the car at service and walked directly into the truck. Most of the other drivers will hang around with the mechanics and the engineers and do a little bit of feedback, but his hat went on, his sunglasses went on, and he just sulked away into the truck, and you could see the body language.
You know, I've been talking about Ogier and how, sorry, not Ogier, Meek, that no one has been quicker than him on the opening splits. Well, 2 drivers are, and I'll give you 2 guesses as to who those 2 drivers are that are quicker than Meek in the opening split. It is Tanak and it is Evans, and the quickest of the 2 is Evans.
It's not going to be Sébastien Ogier. He is going to go into the red by the end of the stage.
Yeah, he's 5.6 seconds down from Meek at 18 Ks, and that's a countdown to an overall time that we will see 6.3 seconds down from Meek at the end of it. 15:58.6 for Ogier. Lapi told us he's on his maximum out there. There's nothing more he can do. Now, will we see the same thing this afternoon? Will we see this stage, the next stage for Ogier, be a tough one, and then that 47k stage will be a flyer?
If
Who knows?
The car set up the small stuff, then that's perhaps where we'll see him gain a bit of time. But I don't think he's happy in there.
Seb, it's difficult for us to work out how your stages are going to go It must be difficult for you. Quick in the last one, and again in this one, just a little off the pace.
A little bit better, and I mean, we're making change every service, and the feeling getting better as well, so it's at least going in the right direction.
Yeah, he's trying to remain positive out there, and you know, when you look at where he is in the overall classifications right now, he's not had the event we expected, but he is 5th overall. He's going to be targeting Sordo, who's his next kind of victim. He's Sordo 16 seconds behind. He is quicker than Sordo on this stage, not by much. 1.4 at 18 Ks. So, you know, he could work his way up. He'll be looking at power stage tomorrow if the car is going to suit the power stage.
Isn't that how you win a championship, though? Maximise the bad days.
Yeah, you're right. And consistency. Consistency is key in the WRC, constantly scoring the points. So, you know, it's not going to be the win from here, but as many points as he can get on the board is incredibly important. Now, Sunanen got off to a good start in this stage. He was only a 1/10 of a second down on Meek at 8 Ks. But come the final split, he's 7.4 down. Again, it's been a strong day from him in the sense he's made no mistakes out there. That's the objective. We have seen some pace, but at the end of the stage this morning, it was a very unhappy Teemu Sunanen. He was quite frustrated. He didn't give us a reason why. He definitely played the silent Finn card to effect at stage end this morning.
Yeah, and he kind of matches the other Finn's time as well through this stage. See if he's
he's not
happier,
far
though.
off happy, is he? Just a 1/10 of a second quicker.
Teemu, tell me what the feeling's like this afternoon.
It was okay. I was a bit happy with the car, and its balance is nice. So just the difficult thing is how to save the tires and how to get the fastest times.
Yeah, it's, you know, we do have a loop of 87 kilometers this afternoon. And, you know, trying to make sure that your tyres are absolutely on the money going into that long stage is going to be key, certainly for our front runners. It is. Teemu also considering that factor as well, but balance feels good in the car. He sounds quite a bit happier than he did this morning, that's for sure.
You know, when you're going through the really fast stuff, the aerodynamics helps the tyres. It pushes the car to the ground, but in the slow stuff, that last stage, you need the grip. That's where you're going to want it much more. You can easily damage the tyres sliding around on high-speed stuff, but you really do need the grip when you're on the low-speed stuff. So saving the tyres for that last stage is really important, especially with these higher temperatures, and it's definitely the highest temperature that we've seen so far this weekend.
It is.
It's almost t-shirt weather, as Abby's proving.
We're watching Danny Sordo right now. Then a quick update on our battle at the front with Tanak and Evans. They're on level pace at 12 kilometres. Level pace for Evans and Tanak. Now Sordo had a brilliant run through the long stage. He was fastest through on 47 Ks. Let's take a look at him here.
Ooh, slowest.
Yeah, not the best of times here. 16:02.7 for Danny Sordo.
The slowest of all the runners.
Let's see if there's a reason for that.
Look, OJ's just 12 behind now. So that battle is starting to hot up.
Yeah, he was 16 going in, now 12.3.
Danny, second time through this stage, how did the car feel?
It's okay. It's a bit difficult, and in the forest with this light, it's difficult to see the corners some places because it's sunny, and other places are under the trees, so you can read a lot the road. It's quite difficult, but it's okay.
Something you mentioned, Ben, with a beautiful word of luminosity earlier on.
Is that even a word?
It is now. We're officially putting it in the dictionary. No, but it's right. You know, the light is changing. They're going through the forest sections. It's shaded. They're coming out into bright sunlight.
And this is the man that needs Danny Sordo to stay ahead of Sebastian Ogier, because it will help him in that championship fight. Danny's got a really important game now to play to try and prevent Sebastian Ogier from having as many points as possible. And then Thierry, although he's a bit too far away from Tanak and Evans at the moment, at least can play for third. It's kind of in a safety margin around him with Sordo behind. I don't think he's got the pace to chase down Evans and Tanak unless something happens between those two. But only 2.2 off Meek. That's a pretty good run from the Belgian.
Yeah, it is a good run from Thierry. It's been changing between Tanak and Evans. Both of them were quicker than Neuville on the opening splits. Actually, on split 3, they're both slightly slower. Tanak is 0.9 slower than Neuville there. Evans 0.6.
Definitely one to focus on.
Thierry, compared to your teammates, that's a really strong time in there.
It was a good stage.
How much of a risk are you taking to set these times?
I don't know, but it was a really good one.
Definitely best reaction from him this weekend as well. He's very happy with that stage. Now, quick reminder, it's Ott Tanak who leads here in Corsica. A lead of 2.3 seconds over Elfyn Evans going into this stage. The latest split we have between them, which is at 18 kilometers, you see the 23k split there. That's not including Evans yet. Evans is quicker than Tanak by 0.3 of a second at 18 kilometers. So there's not a lot in it between them. It's swinging back and forth as the stage moves on. They are so evenly matched here, Ben.
Amazing, isn't it? Two different brands of car, two pretty different driving styles, and yet so matched, so equally matched. It's fascinating. But every single podium we've had this year have had 3 manufacturers on it in 3 places. Just fantastic. Is Ott Tanak going to get a stage win here or go at least faster than Meek, his teammate? He's going to miss out. Slots into 3rd position behind Neuville, 2.8 back from Chris Meek.
He will be keen to hear what the splits are like for Elfyn Evans. I'm sure Colin will be telling him, and he'll find it as no surprise that again they are incredibly close on the stage. It's what we've seen throughout the event. It's what's keeping this battle at the front so fascinating. Let's hear from Ott.
All right, maybe not quite as quick as we thought we might see from you in there. Just 3rd fastest.
Yeah, no, I had a good run, so yeah, all clean.
Looks like Elvin's pushing hard. He's just fractionally ahead of you at the last split.
Yeah, let's see. Still a long way to go, so this is not the last stage yet.
Big smile.
As in, Colin, calm down.
Brilliant. That's such a great reaction from Ott. Elfyn is quicker at the final split by 0.5 second over Ott Tanak.
Yeah, it's super close. I was looking at that little building that Elvin's just passed, and it was exactly the same time on the watch. This is going to be 0.1 of a second between them. Fascinating over hundreds of kilometers today, just how evenly matched the two of them have been.
Look at this camera angle. That is just my favourite camera angle of the whole year.
And it gives the car so much dynamics. You can see how it's moving around on the road. It really feels fast being so close to the ground.
It does. There's a distance comparison then between Evans and Tanak.
Suggesting Evans is just a little bit behind. Closing in. Suggesting that he might lose a couple of tenths here to Tanak by the time we get to the end of the stage.
Tanak's time is 15:55.1. We're counting down obviously to the fastest through, which is Meek.
Left of a 50, 4 right sharp, left of a
Red board's coming up, there we go.
5 right sharp, repeat.
Time on the board then for Elfyn Evans.
I read that round completely the wrong way.
Incredible stuff from Elfyn. 2nd quickest time on the board. 1.6 now is the deficit to Tanak. Battle continues for us into the afternoon tests. 2 more to go, of course, this afternoon. Let's hear from Elfyn with Colin Clark.
Elvin, my goodness me, there's no way you're giving up on this one. 0.7 quicker through the opener this afternoon.
Yeah, it was a good run, no drama, so yeah, good start.
Looking after the tyres could be a big issue this afternoon.
Yeah, obviously trying to be smooth as possible, but still pushing.
Trying to be as smooth as possible, still pushing. We want to see that push throughout the whole afternoon, please. Elvin and Oit. We're going to be looking now then at the results for the stage. There's Chris Meek with the fastest time through. Great run from Chris. Elvin just behind, then it's Neuville, then Tanak, then Ogier, Loeb, Latvala and Suninen, with Lappi and Sordo rounding out our top 10 for us. And the overall classification, Oit Tanak continues to lead here in Corsica over Elvin Evans by 1.6 seconds. Neuville is 16.6 off the lead and 15 behind Elvin. Then Danny Sordo in fourth. Ogier is nudging closer to Sordo in fifth, 12.3 between them. Then it's Suninen in sixth, Esa-Pekka Lappi seventh, Loeb is eighth, Chris Meek is ninth, and Jari-Matti Latvala rounds out the top 10. 2 stages left to go today. Big thriller in Corsica.
Good morning, rally fans. How are you? Welcome to All Live.
This is Sebastian Ogier.
All Live.